Hey, Mayor Shane McFarland here with you. It's another segment of Mondays with the Mayor. I want to take this segment maybe a little longer than normal and really give you an update about what's happening out at Middle Point Landfill. There's a lot of things that have happened over the last several months. If you haven't been able to watch my Facebook Lives that I normally do on a Monday or Wednesday night, follow Mayor McFarland on Facebook and you can get a lot of information. But I want to go through and tell you a few things. First, I want to tell you, I've done this job for a long time, and one of the things that I've always talked about is being open and transparent with you, and always listening. But I want to ask you that there's a lot of things that are going around now. It's important for us when we interact with others to be respectful, to make sure that we're not calling names or bringing people's families into these discussions. Look, you know where I've stood on this. There are other people who have differing opinions, but that doesn't mean that I would ever condone acts of violence or things to someone's family. So let's handle things the right way. I've been on the opposite end of that before, and that is not a good situation to be in. So first thing I wanted to ask is let's handle things the right way. I want to give you an update about things that are happening out at the landfill, and also going back, there was a comment made a while back about I'm not doing a good job or I can't sell something. And look, my job as your elected official is not to sell you on anything. My job as an elected official is to tell you the facts, tell you data and information that we've received, and let you make your own decision. And then also for me to listen to you. And that's why some of the things that have happened over the last really couple of weeks are extremely concerning. One thing that happened, Republic and BFI dropped their lawsuit against their appeal on the lawsuit where they sued the Central Tennessee Solid Waste Board and the City of Murfreesboro. We intervened. The district court, they lost that lawsuit, and so they appealed that. And about a week and a half ago, they announced that they're dropping that appeal. Now, I think that's a win for the city. That's a win for the Central Tennessee Solid Waste Board that they're not going to be doing the 90-acre expansion on the Middle Point. They I think saw the writing on the wall that appeal was not going to be successful, in my opinion. But I also have another opinion. I think that Republic, with what they're proposing to the county, they've got the full court press on to try to get some of these legal issues out of the way. I think that's one less barrier that they can say that we don't have these things going on. And I think there's some other ulterior motives on why that they dropped that lawsuit. But again, that's my opinion, and that's what we're hearing. But that was a significant win, I think, for the city and for the Central Tennessee Solid Waste Board. Secondly, there was a mailer that went out last week, and the mailer went out. Didn't have really a return address on there, didn't say who it was from. I mean, for your notification, anytime an elected official sends something out, we have to let people know who it's from. So this mailer had a QR code that you could go, a number that you could call, and it had a title on there that elected officials need information, or they're needing things to make a decision, and it was completely bogus on what they sent out. Now, there are a lot of things that we've worked on in solid waste that there is a cost associated with that. But I think it's important also for everyone to understand, we pick up about 60,000 cans a week. But folks, everyone in this community that's a small business owner like me, that has commercial property, not only are you paying a 40% assessed rate, but you also have to pay for your own trash. So this narrative that your taxes are going to double, that it's complete BS on what's being shown out. So I think it's important for me to share the right facts. The other thing that's important is we're seeing all this information and this economic impact that's being touted. What we did find out, and I confirmed this on Friday after talking to the university, this economic study was actually paid for by Republic. They paid $32,000 to the Jones College of Business to do this economic impact. So I'm taking the economic impact that any of this information, unless it's from a non-biased third party, and I'm not saying the university is not non-biased, but who I talked with at the university said the university is not advocating an expansion, the university is not on either side. They were sort of disheartened that their logo was being thrown out, that the university name is in the website. I mean, look, what you're seeing is a full-on propaganda campaign on one side. And I hope people can see through that. I think what we need to do, and you've known where I've stood on this for over 10 years now, that I don't think that any expansion for our community is the right thing. I don't think anything bringing in continued hundreds of thousands of tons of outside trash from Davidson County and other communities is right for our community. And that's the thing that I think is disheartening, is I never really knew what gaslighting was until I went through this process, and we've gone through these lawsuits. You know, you can start seeing sort of the talking points that now come across. And, you know, originally when we had this lawsuit that was going on, it was the city's fault. It was the city sewer that was causing the stink out on the north side of town. So we went through and we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to be able to set up odor system monitors and prove that no, that's not it. So then it went to that it's the city's biosolids that are causing the smell. Well, then we went through and shown that the de minimis amount that is sent over there, I mean, a few truckloads a day, that was not it. And well, so now, you know, what we're seeing is the information coming across is it's the county's landfill now. That's the issue. That's what's causing the problem. So look, folks, I think what I want to tell you, I think we need to be vigilant in the information that we're getting. We need to handle ourselves the right way, but also we need to look at where the information is coming from. And that's what our city council has really been extremely diligent about, making sure that the information that we're getting comes from third parties who are not biased. This is what they do. They look at this information. And there's going to be a time and place when we can share a lot of the information that we've gathered. But I think what we need to do now is make sure that what we're seeing is the right way, and things need to be handled in a transparent and open process. And that's what I'm going to commit to doing with you. I'm going to commit to doing my Facebook Live sessions. I hope we can talk about a lot of things, not just the landfill, but there are significant things that are happening in our community in regards to the landfill, and it's disheartening to see the level of propaganda and mistrust that's created by pointing fingers saying they're doing it, when really we should be looking at what the overall impact. We're going to continue to commit to working with our county partners. We're going to continue committing to working with our county commissioners, with our state partners, to make sure that the decision that's made for Murfreesboro is right for the city of Murfreesboro and in my opinion, the entire county. But one of the things that we have to be diligent about, and we hear this all the time, and we've learned about development, what's good development and bad development, that the decision that we make now is going to affect people for the next 50 years. That landfill is going to be here as long as we're here in Murfreesboro. And I would argue or submit to you that the decision that was made 40 years ago, no matter how much money that was saved and shown at the time, it's not worth it. And so I think what we have to be willing to do is to say, here's what we have for our community, here's what we're looking at for our children, for our grandchildren, for our great-grandchildren, for their natural resources that we have in this community, that we have a finite amount, that we need to protect those. And as a city, that's what we're going to continue doing. We're going to continue giving you the honest and transparent information. We're not going to gaslight you on what's happening. We're going to tell you, here are the facts, and you make the decision yourself. I enjoyed doing these with you on Mondays, and we'll see you next week. For more information about all that's happening within the city of Murfreesboro, visit our website at murfreesborotn.gov.